Hi art friends!
Hi art friends!
First of all, a huge thank you guys in the response to the video that we posted last week where we opened up and we're a bit more honest about everything that's going on. We really appreciate just how sweet and open you guys were with the stuff that you're going through as well. I feel like in a way through that video we felt kind of vulnerable, but at the same time I feel like we've got a bit closer to each other as well, so a huge thank you to you guys. One of the really big reasons, one of the really big comments that we got was why we don't go outside in videos as much anymore. And that kind of feeds into the current treatment and stuff that Steph's going through. Now, Steph can obviously speak for herself, but I feel that with the things that she's going through, there's probably not going to be very many or as many outside videos going forward as she has the treatment that she is.
I can try weighing some of it, because I'm scared even just saying it like that people are gonna expect that stuff when the treatment stops. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get back to that place. And I feel guilty because a lot of people have subscribed to our channel because they really like the outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
There's really huge reasons why I'm not doing that stuff anymore. And I've made that decision knowing that my career's on the back of that stuff, so I might potentially lose this platform, all the subscribers and everything, but I don't have a choice in this. It's a really big serious thing. I don't even want to go too into detail about how serious it is, because there are other things involved at the moment. And
basically guys, we'll still make videos, but just don't be surprised if they're in the house. The least you can do is support this one, because she needs it right now, okay?
I wanted to do a really silly video because it's so difficult to talk about this kind of stuff. I thought it would be nice to do something really silly and fun.
You calling my idea silly?
It is a bit silly.
Well, leading on from that then guys, today's video idea is, without further ado, oh look at that, that looks like it's in a commercial, look at that. Can you make art with Beyblades? I think you can. Steph has no faith in this idea whatsoever, but I think you can. So
I'm just down for some giggles and some drawing because I need it.
So basically the idea is, we're going to spin you guys probably know what Beyblades are, right? But we're going to spin these in here with some paper in the base. It's going to make a scribble, hopefully, and then whatever scribble it creates, we're going to make some art inspired by it. That's their plan. It should work. I feel really anxious now we're filming it. It should work. It should work. Okay guys, we've got our Beyblades all set up.
It needed the assistance of a screwdriver.
My one was terrible, but yours was pretty good. Now, because we are actually pretty nicely themed, red versus blue, Steph's red and I'm blue, we're going to use some red and blue inks. We haven't used these since the mixing video. I'll put that in the cards if you're interested, but we're going to be using those. It might work awesome first time, or it might fail.
And then he has to draw a picture inspired what it makes.
Whatever it makes, so I hope you're ready. You ready, hun?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
What? Can I go again?
Yeah.
It's interesting to note as well, guys, that two Beyblades have different types of spinning top. Steph's is more like a drawing nib, and mine's just like a big, thick, flat boy. Yeah. One more time.
It's not even. But you did get some more ink on the page. Well done for that.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to be using as my inspiration today. But let me show you real quick, guys, just so you have a comparison. The tops are different. Look how flat my one is. But Steph's has got a really nice point on it, so I'm hoping that Steph's will turn out a little bit better. But let's find out.
Oh, well, I got it spinning in one place.
Maybe I want you to do just a big...
Has it drawn anything?
How did you mess that up?
If this doesn't draw this time, I
let it rip go. Yeah, it's doing it.
But it's staying in one place. Run!
Do you want...
Oh! I love it!
There you go.
Oh no!
Oh well. Good luck, honey. Let me, oh my god. This seemed like such a good idea at the time. Here's what we're gonna be...
making art from.
Turning art into. So, we're gonna go... I'll go over to the desk now and you can watch us try and draw something. So, like, the first thing that I noticed with mine, like, immediately, like...
You've noticed something with it. It was just, like...
No, but look. It's totally a snake. That's what I mean, like, especially with the tongue. The way the little tongue sticks out, and these made like really nice curved patterns, which I thought like looked like the patterns that wrap around snakes.
Whoa, if I was doing that, I don't know what on earth I would have drawn, but it would not have been that.
Seriously, that's like, you know, like we did that video on the ink blots. That was, the snakes were literally the first thing I seen when I first picked it up. I was like, yeah, there's a bunch of snakes on that picture. So what I wanted to do was incorporate snakes somehow. And I don't know about you, but the first thing that I think of when I think of snake, son, is Medusa.
Medusa.
Or maybe being poisoned, but that wouldn't have been as fun of a picture to draw. So I decided to go with Medusa. I think I did okay. I mean, granted, I've never really drawn snake hair, would you call it? I'm not really in tune, I guess, with snake hairstyles, but I feel like I did my best. Some of the snakes, you'll see, they look a bit derpy, but I definitely did my best. I was really proud of this hand that I'm drawing as well.
Did you use any references when you were working on it?
With a hand? Yeah, of course, jeez. I'm not going to draw, like, a stretched out hand when I'm...
No, I mean of the snakes.
No!
You just made up the snakes.
That's why they look like gummy worms.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I had to use a reference for the hand because, well, we all know that hands are hard. Please, guys, give us your hand tutorials in the comments, please. Any hands are appreciated. But that's the only thing that I did with a reference. But, I mean, that top snake totally looks like a gummy worm. It does look better as I go along. I promise.
Stick
with me, please. It does get better. I also wanted to, keeping with the blue theme, you might notice, I'm using a pencil that I never really get to use because someone hogs them all the time.
The really good pencils, the Caran d'Ache bicolor pencils.
Bicolor ones, yeah, and that's why you'd probably notice that my ones are really small because Steph's like discarded it and it was cramping. I actually switched pencils at some point because it was cramping my hands how small that pencil was, and that's why I had to nag you for a larger one. I was like, my hands hurt. So I went with blue because the colour that I got was blue.
And it matched your blue Beyblade.
Exactly. And I thought like a limited colour palette would be kind of nice, so I went in with like some red as well. I don't know if that's breaking the rules. Actually, no, it's a Scribble challenge. I can use whatever colours I want.
The only rule was that you had a Scribble.
Well, we didn't exactly have one of those.
One thing that I wanted to mention is obviously like our last video was that big update.
Yes.
We have had YouTube contact us and we're going to be talking to them soon, so fingers crossed that something comes from that.
Maybe they'll say that something's gone horribly wrong and we will be rescued.
I highly doubt that, but either way, we just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's like reached out. And
yeah, the support that we've had from you guys has been like absolutely nuts, and we really, really appreciate every single one of you.
Yeah,
you're really sweet.
Honestly, it's been so lovely finding out that there's so many people like in our audience who are going through like somewhat similar things to us, and even fellow creators who are going through similar things on like the channels.
Yeah.
I feel like I've made a bunch of new friends from this experience, and that is very wholesome.
It doesn't feel like we're in such a large, lonely puddle anymore.
No, there's definitely a nice community on here, and I feel very lucky to be a part of it.
It feels a lot more homely in sharing our insecurities, I think.
I ended up being like really inspired by your drawing as well.
Why? What did you do?
I like that you used the red and blue pencil since we were...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since we were doing it sort of themed on the whole, like, red and blue Beyblade.
Yes.
Although technically my ink kind of looks more pink than red.
Yeah, it came out really strange. I wonder if it was the paper, because we didn't want to use any kind of fancy paper. We wanted to use, like, the thinnest paper that we've got, and this is just, like...
Oh, yeah, it's just printer paper.
Yeah, the cheapest paper you can get, really.
So when I first looked at mine at the top, I immediately saw like a sea slug. I've done a lot of like references and studies in the past of sea slugs, and I think I've just done so many studies that I was like, wow, it's like half drawn one for me. I was just...
Yeah, the bit on his back that leads to his tail as well. Yeah,
stuff, and how it's got like the little bum bit that sticks out. It's like a flower or whatever.
The little bum flower.
I was originally going to try and do it all in like the red pencil with just a couple of blue details, but I thought that the pink ink, because there's a bit more of it on my page than on yours, it sort of overpowered it a bit too much. So I thought if I went in with like the Copics, I could kind of like outbalance the ink so you could see my drawing a little bit.
Better. I really like the Copics, and the bit that you can see now is I'm always impressed with Copics, and yeah, okay, I guess they're expensive, they should be. This was in like, as we say, completely basic printer paper, the cheapest paper you can get, and even then the Copics didn't really feather. I was really surprised, because I've used like markers and stuff on cheap paper and they feather all over the place, whereas Copic ones, they didn't really feather out at all. Like,
yeah, I quite like using Copics on like really cheap paper.
And you managed to get it on really, you need to teach me how to do that. I can never layer on Copic markers really smooth, I'm terrible at it.
I don't really feel like I know what I'm doing, but people compliment me on it, so that's nice.
Fake it till you make it, honey.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, actually, just while we are painting you little sluggeroo, it's time for the featured Instagram artist of the video, dear.
Put them up on screen.
I thought you was going to come up with an amazing jingle there, but put them up on screen. So yeah, guys.
It's a jingle.
You guys probably know the drill by now. If you want to be in a chance of being featured in the video, tag us on Instagram or Twitter. You guys know what handles by now. And you might be in chance. Be in with a chance? That's what I was looking for. We've been in the video.
I was really sort of struggling with mine. There's a couple of lines of ink like on the face, and I didn't quite know how to.
It was tough, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to sort of turn that into sort of face stuff. So I tried to turn it into sort of like maybe some kind of like paint markings or like...
I would have like turned it into like a big scar, like the slug had like bit her or something.
I don't think sea slugs can bite.
Num num. I would have totally done that, but granted...
I tried to turn it into sort of a thing so it's like this lady of the sea who's got a sea slug hat.
It totally has like mermaidy type vibes to it, yeah. Which you're really good at. I mean, we're talking to the lady that invented mermaids at McDonald's, for God's sake.
A true classic on the channel, I must say.
This is mermaid royalty that's made this picture. I also like that I said like the little dots kind of look like a solar system, but it kind of looks like they're communicating in some like weird sea language.
I didn't really know what to do with those. I was thinking about turning them into bubbles, but the pink, so I was like, eh.
And they're in a line, so it looked like the slug was like farting or something. But I think you did really well. Granted, yours was definitely a lot harder than mine, considering that you had the harder, the easier nib, actually, I would have said. But no, I think we did okay. Guys, what do you think? How do you think that we did?
And also, feel free to stick with us, because like we're trying out tons of different things with content at the moment. We don't definitely know what we are or aren't doing.
What am I?
It's fun trying out things.
Yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, so you can stick with us on our adventure, and we will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.